Your presence here is far from accidental. You need to trust the inner drive that guided you to these words today. This message has reached you because you have spent many months waiting for some kind of sign to calm the storm happening inside your mind. You have been carrying this heavy weight all by yourself, fearing that if you told anyone else, they would simply judge your dreams as nothing more than overthinking. Yet, that quiet inner voice has always remained much louder than any outside advice you have received. It stayed with you through the longest nights, whispering to you even when you tried your hardest to stay busy or ignore what it was trying to tell you. You did not create this feeling yourself. It is a genuine force that is rising to the surface of your life. You have to ask yourself, what if this persistent feeling is not actually a burden, but a very clear signal from your soul that is pointing you toward the absolute truth? The reason it refuses to fade away is that it comes from a deep inner knowing that your conscious mind is only just now beginning to grasp. A higher level of awareness is currently offering you confirmation of what you have been far too afraid to fully accept until now. Out of simple caution and the memory of old wounds, you tried to quiet your heart, telling yourself that this intensity could not possibly be real. Yet, the truth kept finding its way back to you because the universe needs you to take this next important step. This insight will finally reveal why your soul responds so powerfully to this specific person. This bond is unlike anything else you have ever experienced, and it remains deep and strong even across great physical distances or long periods of silence. That silence is not empty at all. It is a space that is completely filled with profound meaning and shared energy. Your intuition refuses to fade because your heart moves at a pace that is far faster than your logical thoughts ever could. This is not some random meeting or just a passing coincidence. It is a true recognition at the level of your soul. It is the resonance of something that your spirit remembers, even if your mind cannot find the exact words to describe it. Every single attempt you have made to explain it away has only made the connection grow significantly stronger. A force that exists far beyond the reach of human reason keeps pulling you back to this exact same point, which proves that this person entered your life for a very specific reason. You are not losing your mind, and you are not making these things up. These feelings come from a sacred and higher place. When you listen with your soul, you eventually realize that this is not just about desire. It is the simple, honest truth of who you really are. Your mind, which has been shaped by the pain of your past, will naturally try to label this as a risk in an attempt to keep you safe through doubt. But a true soul connection always carries signs that simply cannot be faked, and it starts with a deep sense of peace. Even when they are not physically present, you can still feel a quiet, unshakable knowing that the bond between you is safe and secure. This peace exists because your soul already knows that what is meant to be will always find a way to stay. This connection also acts as a mirror, helping to awaken parts of yourself that were previously sleeping. It pushes you to grow and evolve into a better version of yourself, not for their sake, but for your own personal potential. This shared purpose is an ancient mark that binds you both together in this lifetime. The fact that this feeling persists is its own proof. Dependency might fade away over time, but this bond holds on tight. No matter how much logic you try to apply to the situation, your soul refuses to close a circle that has not yet reached its final end. If this is truly destiny, you might find yourself wondering why the universe has allowed for such a long silence or such painful physical distance between you. These questions sit heavy in your heart, but you must realize that destiny does not make mistakes. What is planted deep in your soul cannot be erased by the passing of time, by fear, or by any physical gaps. Some connections simply need to pause because both souls require the necessary time to grow and heal before they can carry such a great love. This plan is currently unfolding beneath the surface of your daily life, serving a much greater purpose than you can currently see. Your meeting was a deliberate opening of love and a necessary awakening for you both. Even if your mind tries to call it an illusion, your soul knows that this chapter is definitely not finished. What you are experiencing is not an ending at all, but a paused cycle and a period of hidden preparation. This separation is a tool that is being used to build the strength and the alignment needed for a very powerful future. You have both changed, and the gap between you is simply a space for that vital growth to occur. The universe already sees the final destination where you both stand fully awake and ready for one another. It speaks to you now so that you do not make the mistake of reading this quiet as a reason to walk away. Real love does not fade away. It is a process of purification and teaching. The confusion you feel is simply the friction between your fear and your intuition as you continue to wake up to the truth. This distance is not an absence, it is alignment. The universe is busy clearing away old karmic patterns to prepare you both. If you had met before you were both truly ready, the intensity of this bond would have been unstable and potentially destructive. The pause is an act of protection, a buffer that is ensuring you return to each other from a place of genuine wholeness. It is a soul agreement to part ways until you are both strong enough to stay together for good. This retreat allows you to build a steady and healthy relationship with yourself so that the connection never becomes a cage. Distance is your training ground, forcing you to face your deepest fears of loneliness and inadequacy. The universe is telling you to find your own wholeness within so that this love can return to you in its highest and most beautiful form. As you continue to grow, the energy between you strengthens and lines up for an eventual reunion. While you work on yourself, know that the very same energy is shaping the other person as well. Their journey is mirroring yours, even if their current awakening looks like a struggle or an attempt at avoidance. What looks like indifference from their side is very often just a battle with their own ego and their own fear. They are tired of pretending that they are unaffected or that the timing was simply bad. The universe is actively removing their exits, making their silence feel louder and making their memories of you much sharper than before. They are quiet, not because they have forgotten you, but because the feelings they tried to bury have grown roots that are far too deep. Their ego is losing its hold as the truth echoes loudly in the distance they created. This struggle is a necessary dark night of the soul that breaks down their pride and clears away their old, rigid ways. Both of you are approaching a turning point where clarity will finally win over all the confusion. They are reaching the moment where the pain of being without you is heavier than the fear of coming back to you. When they do return, it will not be out of simple nostalgia, but because of a total surrender to the truth of this bond. Their return will be honest, humble, and completely stripped of the walls they once used for protection. This shift will not be a puzzle you have to solve. It will be clear, direct, and impossible to ignore. Divine timing arrives only when you are both truly capable of holding that level of love. Your final step is to move into a state of total readiness to receive it. This is not about anxious waiting, but about matching the energy of a healthy and whole connection. Clear out all the remaining fear and resentment so that what returns finds you in your full power. Let go of the script of how you think things should happen and learn to trust the process. Forgive the silence and the distance, recognizing them as the teachers that shaped your current, newfound strength. Stay grounded in the peace you have built. The end of this pause is near, and you are finally ready for the truth. They are not quiet because they forgot who you are. They are quiet because they remember far too much. They are quiet because their ego is losing its hold on them. They are quiet because the feelings they tried to bury have grown roots that are now too deep to ignore. Silence is their battleground, not their resting place. This inner struggle, this dark night of the ego, is absolutely necessary. Without it, they would return to you exactly the same person they were before. Without it, they would just fall back into their old, tired habits. Without it, they would come back to this connection filled with fear, with high walls, and with hesitation. The universe is letting them fall apart on the inside so that they can be completely renewed. It is letting them fall apart so that when they finally return, they return without those old walls. This is why you must not read their silence as an absence. It is pure preparation. This person is being taken apart from within. Their fears are being brought into the light. Their pride is being broken down. Their old ways of being are being cleared away. Destiny is refining them in the exact same way it is refining you. It is not happening gently, but it is happening honestly. Both of you are standing at the edge of a major turning point. A moment where both souls begin to finally let go of resistance is coming very soon. A moment where clarity starts winning over all the confusion is almost here. A moment where fear begins to lose its power is arriving. This turning point is not about how much time has passed since you were last together. It is about readiness. It is about alignment. They are approaching the moment where the pain of living without you finally becomes much heavier than the fear of coming back to you. When that moment arrives, their move will not be impulsive. It will be a conscious, intentional, and beautiful step toward the future that you have been waiting for. You must keep your heart open and continue focusing on your own path, as everything is aligning exactly as it should for your eventual reunion. It will not be short-lived, and it certainly will not come from a place of loneliness or mere nostalgia. It will come from a deep and profound surrender. The surrender of their ego to the absolute truth of this connection is the real key here. Their return will not be some half-hearted effort or a simple attempt to pass the time. It will be the direct result of true, fundamental change. It will be the outcome of real inner transformation, a sincere confession, a complete letting go of pride, and a quiet admission that they can no longer ignore the truth they have been carrying inside. It is a sudden realization that the very connection they tried to run away from is the one they were always meant to embrace. And as this turning point starts to get closer, the universe is naturally bringing its attention back to you. In this moment of revealing, take a brief pause, breathe deeply, and let your soul speak to you. What is the one sign that you have most consistently noticed about this person? Maybe it is a dream that keeps returning, a sudden memory that flashes in your mind, a number that appears again and again in your day, or even a song that seems to play at the exact right moment. A song that appears at times that feel way too perfect to be just a chance. It is a message from the world around you that you simply cannot ignore. These signs are not accidents. They are messages. They are alignment. They are the universe pointing you directly toward clarity. Whatever sign has stayed with you, trust it. Recognize it for what it is. Say it out loud if you need to, because signs that bring you deep peace come from destiny. Signs that bring you fear come from the ego. Your own intuition already knows the difference between the two. You are not imagining this connection. You are not holding on to an illusion or a fantasy. You are not hoping without a good reason. What you feel is absolutely real. What is real is moving on your side and on theirs too. Things are finally waking up. Feelings are coming back to the surface. Clarity is beginning to form. The truth is rising, and everything is moving toward that single defining moment that destiny has already set in place for you. A moment that will change everything is coming. All of this movement, this gradual awakening, this rising truth, and this loosening of the ego leads to one specific moment. This is the unexpected turning point you have been waiting for. The universe does not guide two souls through silence, separation, deep revelation, and intense inner growth without ultimately pointing them toward a destined shift. The pulling back of their awareness and that dark night of the ego were just things to prepare the path. The lessons you learned in letting go and the healing of your past wounds have prepared the ground for something that has long been written in the unseen. This turning point will not come as a subtle sign you have to spend time figuring out, nor will it be a small crumb of hope you have to try to interpret. It will be clear, direct, and impossible to ignore. Divine timing does not speak in complicated puzzles. When destiny decides that the moment has finally arrived, it shows itself in a way that leaves no room for any confusion or second-guessing. It does not whisper to you, it announces itself loudly. The gesture that comes will not be shallow or superficial. It will not be by accident. It will not come from convenience or boredom. It will come from a soul that has finally reached its absolute limit of running. A soul that has finally understood it cannot quiet what was always meant for it. A soul that finally sees clearly that walking away from you is far more painful than just giving in to the truth of how they feel. Their action will carry humility, honesty, and openness. These are the very things they once feared most. But divine timing does not arrive at the moment your heart is feeling desperate for it. It arrives in the moment when both of you are truly capable of holding what you once could only feel in passing. The universe does not bring two hurting hearts together just because they are looking for healing. It brings together two grown people who can be with each other from a place of wholeness rather than a place of fear. That is exactly why the pause was needed in the first place. That is why the distance was allowed to happen. That is why you were guided to spend time working on yourself. Not in preparation for another person, but in preparation for your own becoming. Your final step now, as the movement is drawing close, is to get ready to receive. Being ready to receive is not about sitting around anxiously waiting for someone to come back to your life. It is about matching the energy of readiness. It is about clearing the inner space that love needs in order to enter. You must release any lingering fear, any resentment, or any doubt so that your reunion finds you in a state of complete, unshakable fullness. It is vital that you are found in your own strength, rather than in your weakness. If you are still carrying around the same insecurities that existed when the connection first collapsed, you run the risk of triggering their fears all over again. This would only cause that old, painful cycle to repeat itself. The universe has made your preparation thorough because it knows that a true union cannot be built on shaky, unstable ground. To be open to receiving, you must first let go of your rigid expectations of how things should look. Stop trying to write the script for the future in your mind and avoid building elaborate, perfect scenes of how the moment will happen. Do not beg for a specific outcome, as letting go of control is actually a very profound act of trust. Realize that what truly belongs to you will arrive naturally and without any force. When you finally step into this alignment, you allow the universe to work on your behalf without any resistance. You must also release any bitterness that your ego is currently holding onto as a protective shield. While the ego uses past wounds to justify its fear, that bitterness only blocks the flow of positive energy and shuts your heart down. Forgive the silence, the avoidance, and the fear you experienced from the other side. You are not excusing their actions, but you are acknowledging them as a necessary part of a deeper soul agreement. This perspective allows you to see that their absence was the very thing that shaped the resilience you have today. Every moment of separation was a necessary step in the journey of who you have become. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself to ensure your own freedom, not just a favor for them. As destiny begins to move and the energy starts to shift, you must remain deeply grounded. You might notice that signs and meaningful coincidences are becoming much stronger and more frequent in your daily life. Your intuition will sharpen, and while excitement may rise like a wave, you must maintain the inner peace you have worked so hard to build. That peace is the essential foundation for a union that is meant to be truly unbreakable. Understand that the universe is not just preparing them to return. It is preparing you to finally hold what you once desired. Your own personal growth is the main ingredient in this entire process, not just a side effect. This evolution ensures that when you are finally reunited, the bond will not crumble under the weight of doubt or instability. Destiny is signaling that this long pause is finally coming to its natural end. The real gift of this journey is not just the return of another person, but the incredible version of you that has emerged throughout the process. Your new maturity, your clarity, and your self-respect are the strong pillars that will support your future together. You were never being punished by the universe. You were simply being lifted up to a much higher level of existence. Now you can walk forward with a light heart as the darkness fades away. Prepare your heart, stay in your peace, and watch as the next chapter of your destiny begins to unfold. It is all falling into place exactly as it was meant to. You have done the work. You have stayed true to your path. And now you are standing in the doorway of a new beginning that is solid, real, and ready for you both to embrace. This is the time to trust fully in the beauty of what is coming. Everything you have been through has led to this moment, and that realization alone should fill you with a sense of calm confidence. Keep your focus on your own growth and your own joy, knowing that the reunion you feel in your soul is also manifesting in the physical world. Your patience and your dedication to your own truth have been the quiet force that has moved mountains, and now the harvest of that effort is almost here. Stay centered, stay open, and let the process complete itself with the same grace that brought you to this point. The future is bright, and it is waiting for you with open arms.